Hello again. My name is Isaac. Welcome to my illustrious trailer. Today, I would like to talk to you about a subject called opting in while opting out. This is actually something that's been going on for about a decade. A decade ago, the idea was to eventually have a sustainable, like little place out in the middle of nowhere, off grid. Someplace away from the craziness of the cities and the suburbs, just doing your own thing, making a living somehow. And I covered this in my first The American Outback book, Disappearing as a Young Man's Game. This is it right here. Uh, it probably would have been helpful if I would have put the second title on it, but I didn't know I'd be writing more American Outback books. The United States doesn't work for me. I know it works for a lot of people. If it works for you, I respect that. But it doesn't work for me. I'm looking for a slower pace of life, lower cost of living. No country is perfect, but I'm looking right now. Top would be Mexico, maybe Portugal. It could be Vietnam. It could be Malaysia. It could be someplace I haven't even thought of yet. Back to the story in the first, excuse me, the American Outback book. I had a career. I lived in a city. My ex-wife and I had a mortgage and we had debt. We had a lot of debt. And I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't, I wasn't happy. And in early 2020, the world basically came crashing. It came crashing on a lot of us. The pandemic, I lost my career, my marriage ended, and consequently, I lost my home. And so what happened was I bought and equipped a van. And you can see it on the cover of the second book, the second American Outback book, No Signal. That's Pandette, my Honda Odyssey. And I was on the road for a year. And that time on the road, it really opened my eyes to what I hadn't been able to see before because I was in the middle of it. And that is the fast pace of life in this country. Just how just to survive, and the expectations are, just crushing, and the pace of life is just so frenzied. I came to see it as toxic. And my first year in the van really opened up my eyes to that. I was on the road. I was on the road for a year, and it was an amazing experience. But couldn't last forever. Eventually, you got to start paying the bills again. Got to get a job, and so I became a camp host. This is covered in the third American Outback book, Where the Fires Are. After living out of the van for a year in a crowded campground, I couldn't do it anymore. I was burned out on van life. So this book also covers when I returned to the stick and brick world, and did that for a few months, and it wasn't sustainable because in California, trying to even pay rent on a room, I was buying my groceries on my credit card. And so that's why I returned to being a camp host again here in Southern California. Right now, I'm researching what it will take to basically become a digital nomad. And this process, I'm guessing, will take at least a year, probably closer to 2. And, the visa requirements, what country is going to work best, and so on. I'm currently learning Spanish and Portuguese. There's going to be a lot more videos like this. And as I get more used to doing this, they will get better. But this is just an introduction, what I call opting in while opting out.